We are so bullish, right? Bitcoin is incredibly bullish. And guys, I don't know. This looks like a new all-time high, perhaps a blue sky breakout. We're not sure exactly where this is going to go, but above 121,000 here on the weekly, we are in full bull mode, okay? Full bull mode. Bull market, bull market, bull market, bull market. Guys, we are so bullish, and the sky is the limit as long as we maintain this trend. Okay, in the last episode, I was talking about how Bitcoin was pushing up along my golden parabola. And guys, every single time that we have tapped into my golden parabola, tap, 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 tap again, right? This has been a golden opportunity to take advantage of this market. And of course, the only thing that we're watching out for is if we lose that golden parabola. However, so far, we have not done so. Now, you can see that we had a catastrophic breakdown last cycle that did end up having to have a massive consolidation. And we sort of got the same thing, right? This cycle right here. And as we're pushing up in these next couple waves, a lot of guys in the market are saying, well, the 4-year cycle is over. I mean, analogically, right? This is the last drive up, and perhaps there is some truth to that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this long-term bear kind of ceiling that we have here, and you can see rejected, rejected, front run rejected, front run rejected, rejected, rejected. Are we going to get rejected again? Now, of course, that's a possibility, but since the Alpha Fam, right, has, well, you guys know from this channel, you know, we've been in since around that 16 to 17,000, where I first called the new bull market. But guys, in terms of official calls in my group, of course, we've been in here at 60K. And then also a late entry here at 80K. So the Alpha Fam is absolutely chilling on the golden parabola. And as long as we maintain above that golden parabola, I don't care about no stinking resistance. We can push right through that resistance, and we can flip that resistance. And as long as we maintain right above 121,000, it's going to look pretty good. Now, under 121,000, of course, the bulls are just losing control on the weekly. And what I would suggest to you guys is that underneath 113,000, you're going to want to be very cautious, okay? You're going to want to be very cautious. Under 113,000, we're going to potentially be breaking the golden parabola. And of course, if we do break that golden parabola, we could enter into a pretty dangerous squeeze underneath 109,000, where we could end up putting a double top in this market, and then we would have a measured move down to that 90K area. We have a rising wedge, which could drive us, you know, even deeper, right? We have all these kind of bearish patterns back here just waiting, just licking their chops, all these sharks and whales and hedge funds and the quant firms, right? All just licking their chops, waiting for there to be blood in the water. But so far, Bitcoin has withstood every single test that they've thrown at them, and we continue to be just hyper bullish. Now, guys, this diagonal is nothing to sneeze at. We do have to flip that 127 to 130 area, and then, of course, probably we're going to have some type of a pullback, right? Maybe, a few $1,000s over that until we pull back and do a retest, and then we have to withstand the retest. But assuming that we can do that, guys, look at this pi cycle, okay? Look at this pi cycle top. We have the pi cycle top all the way up at 200,000. The last time we had a bull market, we not only broke the pi cycle top, but we actually traveled on top of it. And so if we even get to the pi cycle top, I mean, that's going to be delicious enough. But could we have some massive overthrow to 250K? It's absolutely on the table, as long as we're above the golden parabola, right? We have to keep going parabolic in order to achieve those levels in some type of, reasonable time frame. If we do break down, it's not over. potentially we just make a new low and then we create a double top, maybe a couple years of consolidation. And, you know, when you're a grandpa, right, maybe, right, we can get to that 200K point and you can finally retire in your late 80s. But guys, personally, I like the parabolic action. That's what we're in crypto for. If I wanted slow and steady, I'd be in stocks, right? So fingers crossed that this market is going to break out. A lot of the altcoins are looking like they want it that way. Of course, we've got the bull moon in our favor, right, guys? We've got the bull moon. Let me just go ahead and check my seasonality here. And we can see that the full moon does start on the 7th, so that's tomorrow. And hopefully we do have that bull moon in our favor, and we continue to get a push. Now, when we are going parabolic, right, you can see in this area right here, sometimes we leave behind a fair value gap. We have these shallow pullbacks, right? And as long as we don't lose that shallow pullback, we can just continue to go parabolic. You saw the same thing down here. So I guess, guys, right, if you didn't get on my golden parabola back here in last October last year or in April this year, then, you know, this would have been your chance. If you have any shallow pullbacks, any little consolidation into this red macro line, you know, it could give us a little headache, a little bit of a thrashing, right, in the coming weeks. If we do end up getting that little shallow pullback, again, as long as we're above 120, we're looking great, right? Above, you know, 115, 116, it's still looking pretty chill. Just the red flag goes up under 113 and hold on to your hats under 109, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and just turn off this pi cycle because that's just relevant to Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and jump over to ETH, where, of course, the Alpha Fam is also just chilling, guys. We're just chilling down here at 1750, which was our entry that I actually gave on YouTube for the group and for the public because I thought, hey, you know, it was such a spectacular thing that we're finally entering an ETH season after, like, what, 3 years of waiting around in this crazy, never-ending Bitcoin season, everyone gnashing their teeth during Bitcoin season because our alts just were not going. And once ETH really started to go, man, it's such a big relief. All of our altcoins are finally free to at least attempt to make their moves. No guarantee that they're going to succeed, but if you guys want to have a good chance, then go ahead and take a look at the link in the description of the video below. I do have a group where we are going to just be going continuously over altcoins. As long as this bull season lasts, we're going to try to take advantage of it. Of course, we had to wait until the end of Bitcoin season to really take advantage of that. And now that ETH season is getting a little bit long in the tooth, you can see ETH consolidating on this breakout. Look at this pin perfect breakout off of my diagonal, trying to flip this. You know, this is basically a gigantic order block of its own. It bullishly just tapped into that upper level and just went for it. And as long as it's maintaining this type of a structure, that looks like a bull flag to me. Of course, it did break down just a little bit, and this is a bearish back test until it flips back above it. So we are looking for ETH to, you know, flip that $5,000 area, in which case perhaps it also will get a blue sky breakout opportunity. So both Bitcoin and ETH having, you know, a little bit of a zone here. If I drew out ETHs, I mean, we can just be a little bit sloppy here. You can see what I mean, right? Why we have to get over that $5,000 area. Just a little resistance, right? So we just kind of break back above that red line that we broke down from, and then flip above that white line just to make sure that we have some clearance there, okay? And guys, things are looking really good. We've been going over Sui, Sol, you know, Pengu, right? You guys got into Pengu on Alpha Commission here. And so many others. I do think that most of these coins are still pretty much at their lows. If you want to take a look at them, you know, almost every single day, we're going to be scanning for higher lows. We're going to be scanning for breakouts. And, you know, sure enough, there are going to be ones that we're going to catch. We've caught actually hundreds of them over the last couple years. And of course, there's been some stinkers. But remember, guys, it hasn't really been altcoin season, okay? It's just been a couple rotations into some things that were kind of running with Bitcoin, right, during Bitcoin season. And let's just go ahead and just really quick go over Bitcoin dominance, because I just want to point out how Bitcoin dominance is pushing up, right? And so we do have a danger that if Bitcoin dominance does get into a squeeze into the upside, that, you know, Bitcoin season could hang on for just a little bit longer until it puts in that real lower high. Okay. This doesn't really count. This looks like an ABC correction. And then we have to see what's going to happen over here. Okay. But if this does just start killing over, my goodness, then altcoin season has been in motion, and you're going to want to wish that you had gotten in on your coins when I pointed out to the group to get in back here, because we've been well positioned in our DCAs. We've had zones of opportunity on the charts that we're looking for strength. Every day we're looking for strength, and sometimes we pass through that zone. Don't feel bad about that. We just wait for the coin to get some strength. Okay. Enter on strength, right? That's my motto. Enter on strength, and then we raise that stop loss. We make sure that we can't take a big loss on anything, right? And then once we start pumping, you know, we keep raising that stop loss so that if we ever get a pullback in the chart, right, we're getting pulled back into profit, right? Into profit. You do not want to be a loser in a bull run, okay? Don't be one of the 90% of losers in a bull run. Go ahead, take a look at the description of the video below. Sign up and join the group. Guys, I think this is the most exciting phase of the bull market. And hopefully, right, hopefully with the Trump administration kind of getting their people into the Fed, and then maybe Jerome Powell stepping down next year, maybe we're even going to go into a super cycle where they just kind of infinitely money print, and who knows, maybe we get some Doge rebate checks, and it's kind of like, you know, the COVID era, you know, 2.0, where some free money gets put into the system. Fingers crossed, not counting on that. I really just want to take advantage of the season before us, before it's too late. It is getting long in the tooth. Don't miss out, guys.